old-fashioned way. Okay, all right. Oh, now it's blinking. Does that mean anything? Okay.
Hopefully it doesn't explode.
Okay. Hey there, FLOSSTUBE. It's Cathy, the hands-on designer with
Bill, Mr. HOD.
Well, good to see you. Should we have a little cheers?
Yes, we should.
We're having a little happy hour. All right.
Get a little Iowa on the mug. On the glass.
All right. I have a classic cranberry seltzer, vodka seltzer. What you got?
Farmer John's multi-grain ale.
Where's that from?
Confluence.
Oh,
in
okay.
Des Moines.
Okay, cool.
If you're ever in Des Moines, they make some great beers. They distribute through most of the state of Iowa.
Okay.
They're very good.
Nice. Well, it had been a while since we've done a FLOSSTUBE. I feel like we always start our FLOSSTUBE by saying, it's been a while since we've done a FLOSSTUBE, but that's the way it is.
It's truthful.
So we had great plans, and thankfully this time we tested out some of the equipment prior to filming because that would have been a big old bust if we had tried the microphone. So I apologize if we sound a little tinny. Do you want to check? That keeps...
It's fine.
It's not okay doing anything. Ugh, I don't want to get to the end of this and not have sound or volume or whatever. So yeah, our little microphones that normally make us sound like not so tinny are making us sound very buzzy.
You sound like robots.
Every other word was bzz. That's no fun.
No, we're not going to do that.
No. So anyway, wanted to take a moment to say thank you to everyone who showed up at the Spring Mingle, the virtual retreat that was sponsored by Lindy Stitches. So thank you to Steph and Jason and all their staff, Steve, and everybody else who did the graphics and just ran everything and made it all go so smoothly.
Great event.
It was a lot of fun. My class was on Saturday. It was the This Bee's Got Knees class. No, we really tried to focus on the fact that the pre-stitching was not required, but I knew it. I just knew that there would be stitchers that would have it done. And a lot of you followed along along with me in class. What I really like about the virtual retreats, and I guess I'm going to do a little plug for them if you have an opportunity to do one of these virtual retreats and take a class. What I like about them is I was able to show you, I feel like I got a really good chance to show you 3 different ways. There's the live camera that's me talking, and then I have the down camera, which is me demonstrating, and then I also have like the share screen capability, and I take you through a lot of pictures. There are a lot of pictures in your written instructions, which I sent as a PDF, but also there's pictures that I'll say didn't make the cut. And a lot of times I show those in class, kind of sometimes like I can zoom in and show you some of the finer details. That's really kind of what I love about doing these online classes.
And some of the things not to do.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too. I wasn't probably going to mention that.
Yeah. That's right, I forgot.
And I'm so thrilled to see everybody posting. I've seen this. Now this is done on Light Mocha and with DMC, but we've seen a lot of different renditions. We've seen it on purples and blues and greens. Oh, there's a gorgeous one on this cranberry color linen.
Yeah.
Just all sorts of fun. And then I did see a couple do it on the slate, or this is charcoal. Now this is the center wreath from the top. So you just take that part of the graph. And then this was it's not a freebie, but it was a gift for doing the class. It's called Oops-a-Daisy. It's just a little petite version of the same kind of finish. So one thing I will say is, as everybody's posting, and keep posting your finishes, I love seeing them. We are getting a lot of questions, when will this be released? That kind of thing. We don't even really have a plan yet for when this is going to be released. It might be taught again because the way I designed it and completed all the instruction, it really, and a lot of work goes into that. It really does set itself up for a great class piece. So this might get taught again. I'm going to assume that eventually it will get released like a lot of my class pieces do, but I guess I don't know how to say this other than a lot of work, and I said this already, a lot of work goes into the class pieces. So sometimes I like to teach them a couple times,
Right.
or one of the benefits of signing up for one of my classes is that you kind of get exclusive to that design for a while. I mean, that's your confidence in me signing up for my class. And I guess that's kind of the way I look at it. So I guess what I'm saying, what I'm trying to put out there is that, yes, it will eventually release. But if you're really that, like you really, really want it, sign up for the class. And if you can't make it that day, now in this particular situation, there was a 30-day window for the video, to view the video. I do pretty detailed instructions. So
the written instructions.
Not the finishing instructions, as well as, like I said, there's so much more that I talk about in class. Sometimes I've actually gone back and forth a couple times about, do I send the finishing instructions before class or do I send them after? And I'm going to stick with sending them before. I know that means some people might not actually show up to class because they'll get the video, whatever. But I do talk a lot in class about things that don't make it into the written word, I guess. So that's the advantage to taking a class. And I have tried to really concentrate on providing classes in different ways. Like, yes, sometimes, I'm in person and I know there's travel expenses, there's lodging, there, food, all that kind of stuff. And it might be difficult for some people to get the time off work, or maybe you're a caregiver, or yes, they can be more expensive classes because of all that involved. Which is why I've really tried to also do some of these virtual classes because they are definitely much more economical and fit into your timeline. So when I'm and I guess I'm saying this, and I feel bad saying this.
What?
I don't know. I want to make everybody happy, but sometimes it's like, you can't make everybody happy.
So it'll be a little bit before it gets released.
Yeah, that was probably really a shorter answer.
Film at 11.
Okay. Ooh, I'm getting red because I was nervous to say all that. But anyway, we had a good time at the Spring Mingle. We did, oh my gosh, there was the speed dating, there were the tables, there were meet and greets with Boomerang Stitches. She and her sister are hilarious. They were, and then Counting Puddles, saw her meet and greet as well. And then Pigeon Coop Designs did, the three designers did an exclusive for the event, so you could purchase that. And she had a bunch of other fun things available that were exclusive for the event. And then Sunday,
the finishing.
Yes, I had kind of I was a little nervous for this. I was like on stage and people came up on stage and showed me their projects and had maybe some questions like, what do I do for finishing? And one gal really almost stumped me.
Yeah.
And finally at the end, maybe she took pity on me. I don't know. She's like, yeah, that sounds kind of good. I was like, oh my gosh. But a lot of, we talked about a lot of different things. I had the table in front of me was just loaded with models, so I could kind of go, well, like this, because sometimes we're visual, we're visual people. And so like, I could say like, do like this, but kind of, so I think it worked out really well.
Great.
It was a ton of fun.
It was fun.
She's got her next event coming up. Check out the Lindy Stitches website. It's the Midsummer Stitch, I believe.
That sounds right.
Yeah, it's in July. Now, each one of these is a little different. There's not a class at this one. But so I like that each one is kind of got its own little personality.
It does.
And it has its own particular events. So I'm sure Steph will be out there making her funny videos and talking about it a lot. So make sure that you catch that. So I think that's kind of sort of what's been going. Oh, I know. Gosh, I just did that to my hair and I probably shouldn't have.
You're good.
So what's coming up? I am teaching next, and my next two teaching times are actually in person. And I'll be at Shepherd's Needle in Little Rock, Arkansas later in June. And they got their pre-stitching. That class is sold out. So I'm doing 2 sessions there. And I would say call the shop and get on the waiting list, but I do know she's got a pretty hefty waiting list as well. That's all I'm saying. So I'm kind of curious. The pre-stitching went out, and they're getting a little bit of a mystery as far as what they're making. So if they really think about it, they'll know. But this is a brand new class, so I'm excited to do it with them.
It's one you've wanted to do for a long time.
I have. This one's been years in the making. And then the fall, I will be at Primitive Gatherings up in Wisconsin. I know that signups are open. Last I spoke to them, there are some spots left. We are calling this one the Elves Ornament Workshop. And again, it's a format that I've been wanting to do for a really long time. So we're going to be making some Christmas ornaments, really a focus on some fun shapes, some unique finishes, and there will be pre-stitching for it. I believe that's probably going to go out like in July. And it is September 12th and 13th. It's a Thursday and a Friday and a Saturday. And so I'm pretty excited about that. Not taught up there before. I've been working a lot with the gals up at that shop. I was at her old shop before they built the new one. So I'm excited to see that. And and this will be a little bit of a different class for them, as it will actually be a finishing class. But I am designing it in such a way that I'm really trying to make it fun. So if you're interested, I don't know anything about the costs or anything like that. I hate to say it, I just show up. I don't organize it.
You just breeze into town.
I just float into town. No, seriously. They have their how they organize it. So I don't know anything about what they're doing, how for signups, that type of thing. I knew I'd be talking about it tonight, and I did post about it in my stories today. I did ask Peggy if there were still some spots left, and she said not many, but I didn't want to put something out there and have you call the shop and sorry. So I would feel horrible about that. So, I think that's kind of it. We've got some other stuff coming up. We actually leave tomorrow, Wednesday, for the Special Olympics Summer Games over in Ames, Iowa. You and I coach the tennis team, and we have 13 tennis players this year.
It's the biggest team we've ever had.
Yes, and they have been just a blast to work with. We've got actually 3 doubles teams. Usually we only bring 1 doubles team. We've got 3 doubles team and a whole lot of new singles players, and I'm looking forward to it. It should be a lot of fun. I think partly the reason why we have so many more players this year is typically there's always swimming at the summer games, but the pool, we go over to Iowa State's campus, and the pool has been
it's under
renovation.
Yeah. That's a good one.
And so it's closed, so they can't run the swim meet during the games. So they actually had that at a separate location at a completely different time. So a lot of the athletes who do swimming, who can't play tennis because they're on the same day, decided to join the tennis team. So hopefully we've made a few converts, they'll like tennis so much that they won't go back to swimming.
Hopefully they stay.
But they've been running us around the court every Monday night for a couple months now, and I'm super excited to watch them kind of go out there and show their stuff. They're all peaking at the right time, shall we say. So that's kind of what we've got going on. And so one thing I've noticed is that a lot of people are really into their patriotic stitches. They've been posting about them left and right. So we kind of thought we would do a little patriotic parade of different designs, some summery theme, some patriotic theme of some of our older releases. We do have 4 new releases coming up here in a couple weeks. Information goes out on the 29th. I probably shouldn't say date in case that changes. We should be okay, right?
It has to go out.
Okay, the 29th.
I wasn't aware this could change.
But no, we've got shop email will go out. I've just been doing sneak peeks up till now, and I'll keep doing the sneak peeks because I know how much you love them. And but we've got two patriotic designs in there, and then one beachy design, and then of course the second of the craft room, series releases. So I'm looking forward to each and every one of them. And anyway, so should we get on with the parade? I feel like, do we have a marching band? I take that as a no.
They didn't show.
Okay.
Nope, they're not here.
All right, so let's start the parade. First up, we have July from the Chalk All Year. This is like going to be a real test. Do I remember the name? A Year in Chalk. Thank you. This is July. Obviously it says red, white, and barbecue. I love it. I have seen some different renditions. This is about 11 years old, I think, design-wise, but I think it's still awesome. Stands the test of time. I've seen where people have done the red in red, the white in white, and then the barbecue they did in blue.
Yeah.
And it's stunning that way. So just a lot of fun. There is a finishing tutorial on the website. So it's just
and the legendary board.
on the legendary board. Yeah, go back and watch some of the old videos on those. I'm not even getting into that now. So, and this is Liberty Pennies. This just came out a few years ago. This is kind of part of our infamous 4 3/8 series. It's finished on a 4 3/8 round. You can purchase finishing kits, the rounds, on our website. That is on Fabrics by Stephanie with Weeks Dye Works. Of course, as always, we do DMC substitutions. It's the number in parentheses behind the hand-dyed name. Just a fun design. I did a Just Another Button Company pin solo, flag solo at the top. It just, I don't know. To me, that's just classic Americana.
It's very cool. I like that one.
Yep.
I like them all. So I need to clarify that.
I was going to say, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Okay, then we have, these are actually considered a summer design, but the colors are rather red, white, and blue, and does have some stars and stripes. So this is the triple play pillows, the summer pillows. Summer basket. And because I put them all in a basket. Now, some of you may go, hey, those look kind of familiar. Yes, Nicole Spohr did some from each of these, and she finished, because they're square, they finish great as little Beast Corn U. They're awesome. Very easy to change your colors. This is kind of more of the blue's more of a teal, the red's got a little more orangey to it. So if you really want more classical red, white, and blue, easy to change that out with the DMC. And pretty much everything, I'm not going to keep saying it, Ada friendly. Ada friendly, Ada friendly. Did I say it enough? They're all Ada friendly. I'll tell you if they're not Ada friendly. How about that? Okay, this is Hello July. Well, hello July. We're a few months ahead, but we're doing the Patriotic parade. Sorry. This is from the book Well, Hello There. The reason why I say it like that, I remember when I was doing kind of the concept of this book, I was down in the St. Louis area, staying with the gals from Just Another Button Company. We were working, and I had been telling them about the concept for this book, and we were figuring out titles, and I said, well, I'm kind of thinking of calling it Well, Hello There. And Rachel and Cecile both looked at me and both went, well, hello there. I was like, well, so we got it. That's it. Again, all 12 months come in the book, and these awesome buttons from Just Another Button Company, some hand-dyed, some handmade. You can do one a month. They're fun. They're just fun. What else we have? We have a cat screeching in the background. I don't know if you can hear her. You fed them, right?
Oh, yeah. Can you ever feed them enough?
No.
Holy cow. Yeah.
Okay. This is Where Liberty Dwells from the Around the Holidays series. And it's around the holidays because I did this little short stack drum. I just love this one. It's subtle Patriotic colors. And this is, I believe these are all Gentle Art on a Fabrics by Stephanie, Colonial Parchment. So I designed the drum first, and yes, there is a tutorial. And then I decided that not everybody might want to do a drum, so I made the cute little pillow too. And this is Lady Dot Velveteen, I believe that's tomato, and that's also her chenille, and on the edges. Yep. And then I did the velveteen on the top and the bottom. So I just love these. I just love the colors in them. And just another Button Company pin set. All of that information, of course, is on that chart. And then this is July from A Year of Celebrations. Yes, okay. All 12 months are in this chart. This is, okay, I say this every time because it's true. A Year of Celebrations is our #1, hands down, hands-on bestseller. I don't know that we'll ever sell another chart as much as we sell this one.
No.
It just, I don't know. Which is awesome. I'm so glad everybody likes it. These were originally in a magazine, and then when we brought them out a lot of shops were like, you need to publish that, you need to publish. So we did. I added 2 Canadian versions, and for the months of July and the months of November. So this is the Americana version, and then I made the little clipboard. This was, of course, back before I knew Chantel, I knew anything like, I could call somebody up and go, hey, could you make me something like this? And she would do it beautifully. I made this, and there is a tutorial on that.
There is a tutorial on how to do that.
On making that little clipboard. I mean, like making the clipboard. So,
who's next?
That's July. I don't know. You're the one picking the models. So, okay. So the follow-up to A Year of Celebrations was season 2. They're the same size as, one stitch off from the original Year of Celebrations. I kind of did this because it was almost like, was it like 10 years later? 10, 11 years later? I don't know. It was, so what I wanted to do was, I feel like I'm as a designer, I am constantly like trying to learn more, change things up, do things, I don't know, just try to push myself. So what I wanted to do was sort of recreate this, but with the information and the knowledge that I had then, that I had learned. So again, all 12 months, and that's why it was called season 2, because it was still really a year of celebrations, but second time round, and so we called it season 2.
And it's cool because it's finished on an artist canvas.
Yeah, just a lot of fun. And there is a tutorial, and all the information for the canvas, the block, and everything is on the website. But this is on Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie, and Driftwood, Bird's Nest, Rickrack from Lady Dot, and I believe all the threads are they DMC?
I believe so.
I believe so. Okay. So while not necessarily as patriotic as the previous one, I mean, I'm sorry, it doesn't get much more Americana than Corn and Barnes and everything. So
a number of stitchers have stitched these all together on one piece.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. And I did a border. I didn't for the original one.
But there is a border.
But there is a border for this one.
Yeah.
See, you learn when you learn more, you do better. I don't know. Sounds good to me. Talk about learning more. Okay. With this one, this is called. Do you want me? Language of Liberty. I just love. I still really love these. I had great plans for this, that I wanted to do like a banner year, and do like a banner for just different times of the year. I think we have actually 4 of these.
Yes.
4 of them. And I don't know, maybe the finish scared people off, even though there is a complete finishing tutorial.
There is.
Lady Dot Rickrack. And what I love about these is, even if you're like, man, Cathy, it's Liberté, Liberté, Libertad. That's the language of liberty. What I love about these is there's so many different components that you could like pull out of that. So like the little stamp in the middle, like you've got the little salt box house. the little girl with her patriotic flags, and then of course you've got your bald eagle there. And you could make those like sweet little ornaments, sweet little pillows, so many fun things. I just love all the motifs in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is Language of Liberty from the A Banner Year series. And everything is, I think everything we've shown so far is available in your local and online shop, and also on our website. And Bill has been working really hard at getting a lot more PDFs up on the website. So there's a lot more. I would guarantee that, I would be safe to say that everything that we're showing is available by PDF. So
if not, it will be shortly.
yes. Yep. Okay, I'm going to show this one. It's not patriotic, but I just love it for the summer. I love the bold colors, the dragonflies, the tomatoes, and then those fun little daisies, all quiltified. This is from the Quiltified. I just came up with that word. Is it a word? I don't know.
It is now.
It is now. But this is from the Mad for Plaid. It's the 4 seasons are all in one chart.
One chart.
So you get, all 4. This is just one. And now this is with Cosmo floss. But there are DMC substitutions with that as well.
Yes.
If you don't have, now a lot of quilt shops carry Cosmo. A lot of needlework shops do carry it as well. But I did do very good, very careful translations from Cosmo to DMC. So, and this is meant to go on. Can I borrow the? When I did these, I worked with Chantel from 141 Design Company, and she did this on the edge display shelf. And I have cute little tchotchkes in here. I didn't bring them out, and they're on with magnets. And I believe I did a finishing tutorial on this.
I believe so.
But super easy, fun finish. And with the magnets, you take this off, you put the next season on. Which brings us to the next designs in the series. You want to put those on? Okay. See how easy that is? With the magnets. And then this is just 4th of July is what it's called, right? So after I did Mad for Plaid, I was having so much fun with my little plaid-ish motifs, quiltifying everything. I kept doing it, and we've done more of them. And this is 4th of July, and
this series is called
Plaid All Year.
Yeah.
So you'll have your 4 seasons, and then you have different holidays. I do still have 2 more planned for this, but this is 4th of July. And then this next one I did for my friends to the north. Oh, Canada. Okay, no, I'm not going to sing that. But I did get 2 of my Canadian friends singing it at market. Jeanette Douglas and Janice from Traditional Stitches were happened to be in my room when I was describing it to a shop, and I made them sing it because I'm like, well, you're Canadian, you should know it.
Because everyone, when they looked at it, said, the song instantly goes through their head.
I don't think I can ever say, I sing horribly, but I can never say the name of it.
You have a very nice voice.
Well, thank you. I can never say it without singing it.
Yeah.
So I love the colors.
That was very funny.
It was funny.
To have them sing that.
So for their celebration, we did Oh Canada.
Oh, wait.
Oh, you got to fix the pins in this one, baby. But it doesn't say the right word. We have a block party here. It's called 4th. Some of our block parties need to go to the hospital.
Well, at least urgent care. I'm not sure they need to be admitted to the hospital.
Yeah.
But they need a little.
Do we have model insurance? We're
not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Okay, so this is block party 4th. If you look really carefully, it just says sometimes when these travel and they go on trunk shows and whatnot,
maybe the eagle got hungry.
Yeah, you know what? Blame it on the eagle. Yes, so this says F is for flag, the red, white, and blue. And that's probably the most favorite thing I've ever designed according to you, that eagle. So he was fun. He was fun to do. And
the eagle pin. Oh, that's my favorite. that Cecile and those folks have done.
Yeah, they made this specifically for this piece, and yeah, that
it turned out really.
That eagle is something.
Yeah.
So what's kind of is fun about some of the newer block parties that I've been doing is I've been designing them so that you could, if you wanted to, just stitch the side panel, and there you go. And this is just a ton of fun. I call this the stretcher bar finish because that's what these are, is stretcher bars. Show the sides so you can kind of see. Yep, see how like I put them together? They're the wide stretcher bars with the lip on the outside edge. Tutorial on the website. It's called the stretcher bar finish. We've done a number of dates now. We've done 4th, 25th, 31st, 17th. Is that it?
Those are the ones.
Okay.
That have this.
I think we have one more we need to do in like dates. I think we need to do the 14th. What do you think?
Sure. 14th of
February.
I know.
I'd like to do Thanksgiving, but the date always changes. Anyway.
Just question mark.
There you go. We just need a big old turkey. And so anyway, so a ton of fun stitching. There is a tutorial. This one's going upstairs. I haven't decorated for the 4th yet.
Yes.
So I want to put that
I
upstairs.
really like this one. This one's very,
that
very,
is
very
awesome. Okay, what else we got? Okay. Oh, this one's been out. This is Liberty. This is from... Is that from Chock full?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's from Chock full called Liberty. This was a series. Oh my goodness. This series is probably about 8 or 9 or 8-ish years old, something
Probably
like that.
about that.
Something like that. Okay. This, you recall I did a number of series where I interpreted the chalk art of Priscilla Blaine into cross stitch. And this was, we did 5 different series. This was from our final series that we did together called Chock Full. I think there were 6 or 7 in the series. There was a larger design with a mason jar.
That's
and
right.
then the smaller pillow. So, and I had a lot of fun with the finishing. This is Twill from Lady Dot that I pleated. And I think I did talk about, I did kind of show how I did that in a floss tube. And then it's missing a pin. I've got the flag, and imagine that, it's missing a pin. But they made blue mason jars specifically for this series.
Yeah.
And yeah,
and that's the one missing.
Yeah, and then of course that's the one missing. But so that's fun. And what else we got?
Here's another one from.
Oh yeah, this is Red, White, and Moo. This is one of the smalls from...
Was it Star Spangled Swine Farm?
Star Spangled Swine Farm.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I so remember when Priscilla told me that that's what she wanted to call this. I was like, really? And she goes, yeah. I'm like, okay.
It's so fun.
It is. It was a lot of fun.
There's a bunch of cool pigs on there.
There's some piggies in that one. There's a large and then a medium and then they all had smalls. But what I loved about the smalls is I just kind of had fun with the finishes. Those are just little flags made out of white wool felt with some just another Button Company buttons in between, just to have fun with the finish. And it's Red, White, and Moo.
This is the last piece.
Okay, we got one more. I feel like we're forgetting some things. Okay, this is called Memorial Day. Yeah, I love this one. I think this has to go upstairs too.
Yeah.
Actually, we just need to hang this one. This was a piece of art that I licensed to turn into cross stitch. The painter, Annie Belcher.
Yes.
Is, I pulled that one too out of a hat.
Thin air.
A thin air. It was really cool because when I first got introduced to her artwork, she posted this on her Instagram feed on Memorial Day. And I became obsessed with this print that she did. And I wanted to order the print. So I did order the print. And what kind of began as a discussion, we were talking about like your favorite holiday. And I asked you what your favorite holiday was. And you actually said Memorial Day was your favorite holiday. And I thought it was kind of cool because Annie told the story at the time, because this has been a number of years, her girls were quite young. And they live in, I don't know where they live now, but they were in Pennsylvania, in Lancaster County, in that area, in the Lancaster area. And they would go down a road where there was always, they had a line out amongst the trees of, drying laundry and this and that. But these flags actually hung like that on the line, which I thought, and so she was so taken with this and the field of flowers below, so that she actually then created this artwork based on this image that she saw, which I thought was so cool. And I loved the story. I loved the flags. I loved that they're hanging on the clothesline, and that really the way they're hanging, I think, is kind of neat, because to me what it represents is, you can be standing on, wow, I don't mean to get deep, but you can be standing on either side of the clothesline and see the flag. And I just think it's really cool. I loved having fun adding a lot of because that's something I like, the challenge of when I work with somebody's art, making it into cross stitch. And sometimes I have to take liberties with some things, but then some of the nuance of their artwork, I want to bring it into the cross stitch. So there were lots of little embellishments in the red stripes that was in her artwork. And so I really had fun kind of creating, it's hard to see like that, whether you can see it, just giving it some depth and some texture. And so we have the original piece of art, but then of course, obviously we have this too. So
it's really a special piece.
I love that piece.
Yes.
So is that everything?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay. I feel like we have more. I don't know, but maybe not. So, but we'll have more, because I have 2 new Patriotic designs. I will say one is I can probably say this. Yeah, the wrap. It's a wrap. We did them at Christmas, the Christmas collection. And so we're doing the Patriotic collection. I'm doing mine, and Beth from Summerhouse Stitchworks is doing her version. So there'll be 6 in all, 3 in my chart, 3 in hers. We use the same color palette. We use the same thread. We even use the same symbols to make it super easy for you. And there will be fabric packs available from our friends at Simple Stitches Fabric Shop. Yeah, I'm very excited about it. I love my designs for this one. I realize that probably sounds weird for me to say, but I just love them. They're just, And then the other Patriotic one is a former class piece called Thread White and Blue. We'll be coming back on probably next week with another floss tube, showing all the, next week or the week after, I don't know.
That's in the Pins and Needles
And
series.
that's in the Pins and Needles series, yes. So if you remember, I released Wear It Well at Market. So very excited about the 4 releases coming up. And yeah, so excited.
It's been a good start to the summer.
It has been, yeah.
Except now it feels like fall.
I know. I mean, I got back in a sweater. What's up with that?
Yeah.
And you got long sleeves on. We were having super hot days and busy in the greenhouse and all kinds of stuff. And then we've had nothing but wind and rain and
cold.
Crazy weather. So we hope you're all being safe, because we know there's been a lot of storms and tornadoes and whatnot across the country. So we hope everybody's being safe. And I think we'll end it there.
We'll see you next week.
So thanks for coming to the Patriotic Parade of Stitches.
Yep.
Yay, one final cheers. All right. Okay. Enjoy the stitch.